Hello, or welcome to the shed. Just get out of the car park. So, before we get started, if you haven't already, then let's get you subscribed, give us a like, and make sure you share the video. So, Premier League this weekend, then there is no games, so there's no games to tell you about. Let's have a look at what has happened so far. So we're going into an international break weekend. England are playing someone today and someone on Sunday. How exciting. I'm sure that's going to be well worth watching. We should win them. Can't guarantee that they're going to be entertaining, but you never know. Hopefully under Gareth now we play a better football, better brand of football than a boring 4-4-2, which I never really understood why under people like Roy Hodgson we carried on playing 4-4-2, because no club team were playing 4-4-2. You know, when you go back to the so-called golden era when we had Gerrard and Lampard, it was 4-4-2. Well, Chelsea don't play 4-4-2. Liverpool don't really play 4-4-2. They don't generally play as a holder. Neither of these players were holding midfield players. They were box to box, but they had someone with them who could help them out in that defensive role. And you know, they had too much to give in a attacking sense that you didn't really want them as those. And yeah, arguably they were, certainly once Paul Scholes had retired from international football, the two better central midfielders. But like Gareth has done, you need to make sure the setup is right, because we got to the final of the Euros with, in my opinion, our best central midfielder, Phil Foden, pretty much on the bench most of the time. So there you go. So you don't always have to have your best players in, you have to have your best team. There you go. Little bit of football mathematics. Anyway, so yeah, it's internationals this week. Let's not worry about the past. Let's not worry about the internationals too much. Let's have a look at what teams have done. Well, the standout team for me in the transfer window this summer has to be Manchester United. It was already looking good. Varane, world-class centre-back. He is the equal to Liverpool's Van Dijk, in my opinion, and I think he is about to start showing that. Sancho's is a very good player with a lot of potential. Not world-class like players that people are saying. Potentially he could become world-class, but he's not. And then they went and signed Cristiano Ronaldo. So is there a better player that could have come back to the Premier League? Well, of course there's not. He's the greatest of all time. So there you go. Also have a video on Ronaldo versus Messi. If anybody is interested, I will put that in the link below the video. There's a little arrow pointed down. Go on there and you will find the link. I will try to remember. Can't guarantee I'm going to do that. So yeah, for me, Manchester United have made the big showcase signings. That doesn't mean that Manchester City have failed in their transfers, but for me, their failings is they haven't replaced everything they've lost. So Aguero, put your teeth in, Andy. Aguero has gone, but they've not replaced him at all. You know, and he's a goal scorer. If he was fit all season, he'll get you 25, 30 goals a season. Haven't replaced him. It did at one stage look like they were going to get Harry Kane. It was like, yep, Kane is going to Man City. He's a shoo-in. Didn't happen. They did get Grealish. Is he the answer to their problems? No, not in my view. Is he worth 100 million? Well, he's a very good player, but for me, he was playing for Aston Villa. No offence to Villa, who, by the way, have made some good signings this year and are looking very good. And we'll come on to them in a minute. But Grealish, for me, yeah, he is going to be a very good player. But do I think he's better than Foden or Mount? I think Foden and Mount, no disrespect at all meant to Aston Villa here, but they've come through world-class academies to become key players in world-class teams. And that doesn't mean that Grealish can't become a world-class player, because I'm sure he can, but his football culture hasn't seen him train with the likes of David Silva or Frank Lampard, players of these ilks who are clearly top draw. But he is definitely a talent. So City haven't exactly gone weak. Liverpool, well, they've not really gone out and made any showcase signings, but they never generally do. They're not a big, hey, look who we've just signed, marquee signing like Cristiano Ronaldo. Doesn't get bigger than that. But yeah, most teams I feel have strengthened. I feel Brentford currently are doing magnificently. I would say they probably got 5 points more than they were expecting, perhaps, this time of the season. Hopefully they can carry on and get themselves free. Obviously, I did have them bottom of the league, as I'm sure many did. Norwich, they need to really do something. You know, they are, for me, too much of an up and down team. You know, West Brom used to call themselves the the Boing Bongs, where they'd go up and down constantly. You don't want that, really. They should now be at a level where, okay, they've not played the easiest teams. I'll give them that. They've played Liverpool and they played Man City, which hasn't been easy. But you need to be able to say, right, let's think about how we're going to play this now. They need to sort that defence out, and I'm pleased that they kept that same manager who brought them up and then took them down and has brought them back up again. That's good. That is consistency. That means that they trust the manager, and that's important for me. You know, you have certain teams who, in some ways, it works. You look at Chelsea now. They don't win the league or cup. They're quick to fire their manager, Frank Lampard. Key showcase there. Didn't do what was expected. They brought Thomas Tuchel in, and now Chelsea are absolutely awesome. We're going to get on to Chelsea in just a moment. But also, when you look back at the history of the Premier League, Arsene Wenger was at Arsenal for years. Look at them now. Sir Alex was given time, as has Ollie, and now he's signed marquee players, and they are, for me, they're my Premier League favourites. Not because of Ronaldo, I just thought that they had improved their squad enough from last season, whereas I didn't feel Man City had. Time will tell. Man City are still looking pretty awesome. Spurs are top of the league at the moment and looking impressive, and they've also made a few good signings. They are looking strong, and their key thing for me is they've managed to keep hold of Harry Kane, who everyone knows what he can do. He can score a goal. Not everyone likes Harry Kane. Well, that's fine. Not everyone has to. Arsenal, on the other hand, what a disaster. All that money spent and they've got nothing. They're bottom of the league. They're playing awful football defensively and are an embarrassment to North London. It's a good job Spurs are in North London, isn't it, to put a bit of pride back. Sure, they are not putting salt in that wound whatsoever. For me, it's the fans. I love watching them when they're irate. These absolute bellends they go on Arsenal TV, thinking that they've got some God-given right to be the biggest team in London. Oh, we're the biggest team in London. Well, why don't you start playing like it? You're shite. You need to sort yourselves out, you bonehead. Arsenal absolutely suck at the moment. Chelsea, on the other hand, wow, what a summer they've had. And the signing of Lukaku, for me, because don't get me wrong, Tino Werner is exceptional, but he's not a out-and-out goal scorer. Well, Lukaku is, and he came straight into my dream team, my fantasy team, sorry, and then he had to go out because Ronaldo came along, and he was the only one I could get rid of to get Ronaldo. And I think that might have happened to a lot of teams, but yeah, you do need CR7 in your team. So hopefully when they get back after pre-season, Premier League will get to see a mighty Ronaldo once more. Anyway, that has been a quick Premier League weekly update, the video blog. What do you think of the Premier League so far? For me, I think it really depends on who you sign, so who you support. I don't support the Premier League team. I have teams that I prefer to others. I think my local team, Southampton, who that's where I live, don't support them. I support Portsmouth, so they're our biggest rival. But I think what they've done in the summer, they've lost a lot of quality and experience, but I think they've signed a lot of quality, but it does lack experience, so it'll be interesting to see how they do. So far, okay. I think a couple of defeats and they could be in trouble. A few wins and they could start to shine. So yeah, that is the Premier League review for the week. Hope everyone is well, staying clear of this bloody virus. Hopefully that will be a thing of the past soon. And there you go. This has been your man in the shed. Clearly, once again, not in the shed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video. Share the love. Come on, people. You know you want to. See you, pals.